Hey guys! Today we are making orange cake. That's right, probably one of the easiest freaking things you could possibly make. So basically what we have here is a lemon cake mix. Yep, we're cheating. But it's easy. Like I said, easiest thing in the world. So we're going to take our boxed lemon cake mix. Open it up. Try not to get it all over the place, but if you do, hey, it's your kitchen and you're the one that's got to clean it up. So boxed lemon cake mix. Put it into a bowl. In this, we have 3/4 of a cup of melted butter. Okay, melted butter. What I've added to it is about 3/4 of a cup of orange marmalade. Okay, 3/4 of a cup of melted butter, 3/4 of a cup of orange marmalade. Dump that in there. Okay. Ooh. Ah. Now what we're also going to add in there is about, I hate these damn things, these peel and lift things, never works. Peel and lift my butt cheeks. Oh, this one actually did. What we're going to add to this is about 1/2 of a cup of orange juice. Okay? 1/2 of a cup of orange juice. Now what we're also going to add is 4 large eggs. Now the box only calls for 3. The reason that you're going to add 4 is because it gives a little extra richness to the cake and a lot more flavor. So, now the reason that I'm adding them separately is because I'm going to give them a little bit of a whisk beforehand, just so they incorporate a little bit easier. So, I'm going to add that to our bowl. Okay. And then what we're going to do now is just very gently, very carefully, because you don't want to overmix. And yeah, my bowl's a little small, but you know, hey, who cares? We're going to just mix this together until it's nice and incorporated, but not too overly done, because we don't want to overmix, because we don't want our batter to be tough. So I'm just going to mix this together, and then we're going to pour it in our bowl. Okay, we have got our cake mix very, very nicely mixed together. I've got my rubber spatula here. We've also got a very, very well buttered bundt pan, and I'm going to be using that. So we are going to pour our cake mix in our bundt pan and try to get it in there as evenly as we can. I've also got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Alright. Get every last bit of that in there, because that is some good stuff. And if you're wondering why I'm making an orange cake, this does happen to be my dad's favorite cake. And since he's been out of town, I'm going to make him his favorite cake for when he comes back. Put the bowl into the sink, and then just get all of this yumminess that happens to be left on my rubberless spatula in there, in my impeccably clean hands, because you guys know that I'm neurotic about washing my hands. So we're going to put that into our oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 40 minutes, and I'm going to check it. I'm going to stick it with a toothpick in the middle of the cake, make sure that the toothpick comes out clean, and when it does, we're going to let it cool, and then we're going to make an orange glaze to go over the top once it's cool. So see you guys back then.
Okay, the cake has been in the oven for 35 minutes and it is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. So, I have taken it out of the oven and I am letting it cool. And it needs to cool for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes in the pan, and then I will turn it out onto a cooling rack and let it cool all the way. And once it is cool all the way, I will glaze it. So see you guys then.
Okay guys, our cake is cooled and has been transferred over to a plate. And in our measuring cup we have about 2 tablespoons of orange marmalade, which I have nuked for about 30 seconds just to loosen it up a little bit, get it a little easier to spread. And to that I am adding about a cup or so of orange juice. So we're going to mix these two together just a little bit just to get them nice and homogeneous. And we're making our glaze for the cake. And I'm going to switch this out, the spoon, meaning for a whisk. I'm going to make sure that my whisk is good and clean. Camera. So what we're adding now is powdered sugar. We're going to add a whole metric butt ton of powdered sugar, or in real measurement, about 2 cups. So I'm not going to add the whole 2 cups yet because I'm going to mix it in a little bit at a time. And whisk, 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 whisk. Because as we all know, powdered sugar does tend to get a little lumpy. So a little bit at a time, just to get the lumps out. And you might be thinking to yourself, holy crap, that is a metric butt ton of powdered sugar. Yes, it is. But you'll see why in a minute. And you'll see right now, it's still really, really loose. So I'm going to add the rest of the metric butt ton. It's basically the next cup of powdered sugar. And mix, 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 mix. Whisk, 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 whisk. Get all those lumps out. We're looking for loose but not runny for the glaze, because we want it to run but not run off of our cake. So you just keep adding powdered sugar until it gets to the consistency that you want. You could also add butter to this if you want to, but I don't for this particular cake because honestly there's enough butter in that cake to choke a mouse. So I really want this to be very orangey in between the orange juice and the orange marmalade. It's gonna be really, really orangey. And the reason that I'm doing it in a mixing cup or a measuring cup with a spout is because it makes it a whole heck of a lot easier to pour onto the cake. So this is basically the consistency that I'm looking for. It's runny, but it's not liquidy. And I plan on putting several layers on the cake. Pour it on there, let it kind of sit, pour another layer on there, let it kind of sit. And do want it just a wee bit thicker, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. And for those of you who were wondering, this is a 16-ounce box, so basically a pound box. And will I end up using all of this glaze? Probably not, but you know, you can find other things to use it for. If you end up not using all of it, use it for French toast or pancakes or, you know, other tasty things. You'll be able to find other things to use it for, trust me. Alright, that's good. So we've got our cake. Oh, cake. That's good looking, isn't it? Oh yeah, it is. And just start dribbling it over your cake. And you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. And you can see all those little bits of orange marmalade in there, so I'm just going to let that kind of sit on there for a minute and get all happy. I didn't get it quite in the middle of the plate, so you know, that's my fault. But so basically that's an orange cake. What do you think? And to store it, what you want to do is, let me show you. If you don't have a cake plate that's got a lid on it, what you can do is you can put toothpicks around the perimeter, okay, basically like that, and put cling film loosely over the top of it. And what that'll do is it'll give it a nice, you know, little hat over the top of it, so it'll keep the air off of it and it'll keep it nice and moist until you're ready to eat it. And there you go. So there's orange cake, guys. Hope you enjoy. Take care.